Well, welcome to another Face2Face interview with Rockosaurus. Today I'm very pleased to welcome back to Leo's after quite an interval, the wonderful Hollowstar.
It's nice to be back.
It's good to see you guys again. It's actually over 2 years since I saw you guys. A measure of the time, sign of the times, because last time I interviewed you, we were outside and you were wearing masks.
Yes.
So yes.
Luckily, times are coming back slowly more normal.
Well, that's right. I mean, obviously, for some musicians, they look better with the masks on, but you know, in your case, you look better with them off.
I'll take that.
So, tell me, what have you been doing in the last 2 and a bit years?
Recovering from the first 7 years, I think. No, it's sort of reflecting a bit on what we've been doing as a band, I guess, is one of the main things we've been doing. We felt that we'd spent too much time just running around and recycling music. You're not really aware when you're in the moment how quickly time's going. So you're just going on, you're on to the next gig, on to the next show, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. Obviously with the COVID coming in the middle since the album got launched, you don't realise, because you think, well, the album came out, we haven't done that many shows since it came out, and you realise how long it's been because so much got taken away.
Yeah.
So for us it was, well, while we're in this time and people are still slowly coming back, let's us get our own personal lives straight for a start, make sure we've got families to raise and things like that we're obviously dedicated to, and then get some time properly to get the next round of songs together. So rather than just, if we've got some time, let's go and gig again, it's been, if we've got some time, let's get together again, let's see what we can create and see what we can do new.
Well, no, a very mature sort of attitude towards it, really, because rather than resting on your laurels and what you've already got in the can, you know.
There's only so many times people want to hear the same 10 songs.
That's right.
Myself included.
Let's face it, they can always put a CD on, can't they?
That's it. I mean, as well, as a band, we like to write music that is about real things. Mostly about, obviously, personal circumstances or personal feelings or things that we've seen, not necessarily that's happened to us, but things we've seen. Since that album, there's been a few years gone. We've got a few more stories to tell. Our minds work slightly differently now. We're a little bit older. We've got a little bit of responsibility. So it's just trying to find the next evolution of us, really. I guess.
I mean, this is one of the things I've always noticed about your lyrics, is that they are very personal. They actually they speak. You know, it's not just a string of words thrown in because they happen to fit. You know, it's actually you're recording emotions. You know, you're recording feelings, which not everybody does.
It's what we try for. So we've always had an ethos as a band that the music is basically the soundtrack to the story that the lyrics are telling. Yeah. So you kind of depending on which comes first. If you've got an idea for lyrics, you'll write your song around that. If you've got a song that suddenly takes you into a certain way of feeling, that will quite often dictate what the subject matter is and things like that. I myself am in a particularly better place mentally, I suppose, than when we wrote the first album. So for me, a lot more happier subjects, I guess. There's a lot more. So it's just time for something new.
Yeah. Because I mean, the album did have quite a few dark patches, didn't it? So
that's where the band was born from.
I
suppose at the end of the day, if it wasn't from the darkness comes the light, that's what they say, isn't it? So
well, absolutely, no, it certainly works. So what have you got going forward?
A lot of time in the studio is it really. So we've got quite a few new tracks that we've been working on. It's picking out which ones are those that we want to keep working on. We're trying to find the last few for the album, fine tuning them, early next year getting into the studio so that we've been saying it for way too long now, so that there is a new release. So that's basically it until we're happy that the new music's where it needs to be and on track. Obviously people will probably still see a lot less of us to make sure that we can come back with a bang.
Well, that's right, I mean, it's important to actually come back, hit the ground running, really, because there has been that sparseness of visibility, should we say?
That's it. And if we come back and it doesn't hit you straight away, then it's a lot of hype over nothing. So.
Well, that's right. I mean, I've just listening to you in soundcheck just now. I mentioned to you outside, you've really still, not only have you still got it, it's a more mature sound You know, it's developed. It's I don't know. It's got more power. You know, I don't know whether you feel that, but to me, it felt like it got a great deal more grit.
Phil's finally found the right Kemper setting, I guess.
Well, yeah, maybe a bit that. I mean, we've always written the songs for us, haven't we? So I guess that sort of dictates what we write. You know, we started this band saying, I want to be able to listen back to the album and enjoy it and be proud of it. And I think that's very much the thought of the new music that we're working on, you know. And we've obviously had Carl come in, add a new twist on things. Sure. And I guess that sort of dictated the direction we're going now with the new sound.
Yeah, no, and it's certainly sounding pretty bloody good, I must say.
Oh, good. Glad you like it.
Yeah, and you did do a nice little cover in sound check.
I think we first did that in the lockdown one here,
and it was the very first played. It was here.
I do remember,
so we couldn't miss it out. I think that was the chat we had.
Oh, yeah,
but it has gone down so well to the point where people are saying you've got to put that on the new album. But
well, I did mention to you outside just how that particular cover moved me personally. You know, it's so powerful. And for me, it's the best version of that cover.
Thank you. Just glad to do it justice, really.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And your voice is absolutely perfect for it. You know, it's you're sounding even more powerful than you did before. So you must have been working on it.
Yeah. Let's say yes.
I think the thing is with it is me and Phil have sort of found a nice sort of backing vocal together. Yeah. I think our voices work quite nicely with Joe. So you've sort of almost added another instrument to the band, essentially. So that's what we're trying to do is fill that sound. You know, we haven't got a keys player. We're just your straightforward 4-piece rock band.
Sure.
So we're trying to fill that void with vocals, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's working at the moment, what we're doing.
I think that's been one of the biggest changes having you in the band, isn't it? Just getting that depth of the vocal.
Well, yeah, certainly the backing vocals came across far more strongly than they did previously. And that's more power to you because it's I think that as you say that was perhaps lacking, you know, and it's I'd never like to tell a band that something was lacking, but
it's always finding in any way. It's finding in anything you do, and it's finding how you get it better.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, so.
You got to pop. You know, got to hone it, haven't you? Really. So
we write so many songs, new ideas, and we think, oh yeah, we'll come back to that. We think, oh, that sounds great, and then within a few weeks, we've sort of, but we've got this great idea now, and we found some really powerful, punchy new stuff that we're like, actually, you know, we'll leave those for later for the catalogue, but we're really working on the stuff that works at the moment. So
any sort of timeline for when the album's likely to be released? Would it aiming at anything in particular?
I mean, we're not giving anything away at this point. I think all of the boys would I think all the boys will strongly agree with me that next year there will be new music coming out. Not just a little bit of new music, there will be plenty of new music coming out towards the second half of the year. The first half's getting it all right. The second half of the year, you should start seeing a lot of new stuff coming out from us. So,
the first
watch
album,
this space.
The first album was obviously me coming in to the band afterwards, after it was written. I listened to it a lot, obviously, when they first asked me to come and help out. So for me, I was like, cool, this is a great album. So I've said to the boys, look, we're really not going to release anything unless this is going to top that. You know, it's got to come out and really show this is something that we've been working on that is really, you know, I mean, the nuts.
That first album was absolutely superb. A brilliant album. I've been listening to it in the car today, actually, to sort of like just refresh my memory. I think, bloody hell, I've forgotten how good these guys were, you know. And it's like, and I could remember so many of the songs. It's amazing because obviously you can imagine I have to listen to a lot of music from a lot of bands, and so some I don't tend to listen to all the time, you know. And so picking it up, I probably haven't listened to your album for about a year, and just picking it up again, it's like, oh wow, I'm singing along in the car, you know. It's like I remember the words.
songs that are hard to forget. I suppose that's a good thing to have, isn't it?
You got to have the hook.
That's right.
You instantly recognise it, don't you?
They go into your soul, don't they? And which is the important thing.
That's it.
Right, so a sign of great music, guys. I won't keep you because I'm sure you need to sink another beer or two.
Jack does.
Find some real trousers
and dive into the sandwiches.
Yes.
Been great catching up with you guys.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Looking forward to seeing you tonight and seeing what you got in store for us next year.
Too right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks.